Hello everybody, hope you're doing marvelously well. We're back with another plugin from Baby Audio. If you remember, we tried out the Huart NY, the I Love New York, presumably, which was a parallel compressor, which really was simple, easy to use and sounded fantastic, and got an amazing reaction from you all. Well, they're big bad and back with another plugin. It is called Super VHS. And this one, from what I've been reading about, is going to do everything that we know and love. It's going to wrongify. So let's check it out. So as I'm sure you're aware, I love randomizing things, wrongifying them, and just generally messing stuff up, especially if it's a lot of virtual instruments. As much as we all love the ability now to just plug in a USB keyboard and play any instrument known to a human being, it's a fantastic thing. They're all recorded really, really well by wonderful engineers in acoustically treated incredible environments, and everything just sounds perfect, which is sometimes rather wonderful when slotted into organic instruments. However, one of the issues I find when I've got a lot of virtual instruments is everything starts to sound really rather boring and safe. So this, the Super VHS, is a plugin which will wrongify. If we go over here and go to their site, let's have a quick look at what they're talking about. We wanted this plugin to be like sending your sounds back in time, then rediscovering them on a worn out VHS tape 30 years later, with all the click of a single button right inside your DAW. The result is 6 unique effects coming together in a versatile strip. Super VHS adds some 80s lo-fi authenticity to whatever clean sound you run it through, especially as I mentioned what match the effects. Okay, so they've got some nice stuff here. Go to the site, it's babyaud.io, and it's Super VHS multi-effects plugin. There'll be a link below. Plus, they're giving us 3 chances to win this. You get 3 chances to win this plugin as well, so please enter. They've got the static, synthesized hum, heat, shape, magic, drift, wash. It says a grainy and natural sounding, hall reverb inspired by digital rack effects from the VHS area, mix controls overall output control, hidden processing, EQ, bit crush, limiter. Okay, I just want to try it out. You know me, not much of a manual reader. But everything so far with the other plugin with Baby Audio has been fantastic. So what we have is one of our good friends from Robert John on the Rec, Mr. Steve Magora, who's done quite a few videos with us, did a track on a previous video, which will be linked down below, and it's all virtual instruments. And it's a great mix, and I'm very happy with it. But let's see if we can wrongify it, because everything on this is virtual instruments. So have a quick listen to the song.
It's been a minute now, regret is setting in. The things we did and said can never be forgiven.
I mean, talk about 80s, VHS, this could be the perfect song to try it on. So we're going to solo a couple of elements. Here's just the kick. Here's just the snare. It's pretty cool. It's definitely programmed. Ton of reverb and stuff going on. All good. Let's grab the kick and put the Super VHS on it. So, let's hear what it all does. Oh yeah, so that just like turns it into a big, disgusting, farty mess of loveliness. Love that. Now I've already got some reverb going on it. Let's just turn off the reverb send and try the wash. Ooh, I like that. Now the drift, I believe, is some detuning. Try the magic. Not going to put that on a kick. Static, shape. Oh, it's like 8-bitting it. Just so you know, I'm looking over to the right, over at their webpage here. This plugin's $29. Gotta love it. Some static. So here's the mix control. And throw into the whole drum mix. I like what it's doing there. I like the wrongification. I think the thing I like most is that heat. The drift is not, the detuning is not going to show so much at the moment. So let's go over to something a little bit more drastic. What have we got going on here? Remember, this is virtual. This is a virtual bass guitar. I gotta grab something on this. This is gonna be hilarious. That's fantastic.
Things we did and said can never be forgiven.
Gonna back that pitch change from the drift off a little bit.
It's been a minute now, regret is setting in. The things we did and said can never be forgiven. But I know it wasn't all a lie. I know that somewhere deep within you, you wanna give.
All right, it's wrongifying it in a great way. Really, really nice. So the drift is an internal LFO creating unpredictable pitch and time fluctuations. Love that idea. Here is a virtual electric guitar. Let's have some wrongifying on that. I can immediately see why I'm going to love this plugin. And about the heat, let's bring up the wash.
Take what you want, I'll give you everything more. Just go ahead and take what you want. There are no limits to what you could ask.
That's already destroyed. Okay, let's go to these keys here.
It's been a minute now, regret is setting in.
It's been my favorite thing to just mess up this bass and just make it so wrong that it's right.
It's been a minute now, regret is setting in.
Oh, we can make that sound more interesting. Just grab something for that. Here we go, Super VHS. Before? Uninteresting. Interesting-ish, but not that interesting. That's what I'm talking about. Before? After?
Just go ahead and take what you want. There are no limits to what you could have.
29 whopping dollars, stick it on your keys and your synths and just have some fun. It's interesting, between this and the iHeart NY plugin, it's coming from the right direction. They're thinking about just things to mess things up and make them more exciting. There's been another plugin I tried recently, the Eventide Omnipressor. I will give a shout out for that. People coming from this perspective are exciting because when you've got things that are like super, super clean and perfect, that's great. And we used to want that. When I first started making music, we spent hours and hours and hours trying to mic things up and get them perfect. And there's only so much you can do with classic analog equipment. Now, 20 plus years later, that's easy. You hear me say it all the time. Everybody can download the world's greatest recorded Bechstein piano in the Vienna Opera House or wherever it might be, and we all have access to that. Now we're looking for ways to mess things up. And this is the kind of thinking that I love. So that's nice. I like this heat control because it seems to be a bit more weight to it. So as it thins out a little bit with the pitch change from the drift and the verb I'm putting on from the wash, the heat fattens it up a little bit. Let's hit the magic. Oh! Before? That magic is pretty magic. The magic, according to the website, is a Juno-style chorus, but modeled on a slightly darker and more detuned tone.
It's been a minute now, regret is setting in. The things we did and said can never be forgiven. But I know it wasn't all a lie. I know that somewhere deep within you, you wanna give it one more try, and I do too. So go ahead and take what you want. I'll give you everything you dreamed of and more.
Okay, here's the before. I'm gonna go in to input and out. So this is the original mix.
It's been a minute now, regret is setting in. The things we did and said can never be forgiven. But I know it wasn't all a lie. I know that somewhere deep within you, you wanna give it one more try, and I do too. So go ahead and take what you want. I'll give you everything you dreamed of and more.
I love it immediately. Now, you can get surgical if you want, but I'm not into surgical for this. I think what this does is it just allows us to bring stuff and just mess it up. I mean, I've done a minimal amount of things there, but I absolutely love it. Especially on the synths. I mean, what it's doing to the with the magic button in on the piano is fantastic, the electric piano. Changes the whole nature. And if I go to the synth though, listen to it. Before? Just so wrong in the right way. And obviously this is tertiary, basic stuff. You can get in there and have some really, really good fun on this. But this is the kind of thing I'm always looking for. It's like, how do we mess things up? How do we wrongify? How to randomize? How do we make things more exciting? And frankly, that random thing cannot be overstated. When I'm playing an absolutely perfectly recorded, sound for a virtual instrument, the thing that always gets me, and people always ask me, is how do they make it work in a more organic setting? Usually what I do is I'll apply random delays with slight detunes on them and distort it and maybe wipe off the high end and just create some roughness to it. This is a whole different way of thinking and works great. That sounds actually pretty creative. I don't want to wrongify that. It's already wrongified.
I'll give you everything you dreamed of and more. Go ahead and take what you want. There are no limits to what you could ask for.
Let's go to this next sound. I'm going to wrongify that more. I already like that, but I'm going to go even nuttier. Pretty accurate volume match. Let's hear it in, on and off. Absolutely love that. I'm going to balance it back a little bit, so I'm bring it down a little bit more so you can hear an on-off position, but it just makes it cut. There's another part of this I absolutely love. It's $27. There's a couple of game-changing, inexpensive plugins. They seem to be making them all at the moment, along with, like, you know, the Klanghelm MJUC. We love that too. That's $27 something. There is these kind of plugins that are coming out that are just thinking of, like, our brains, creative brains that just want to open something up and just try some ideas out without going, here's a separate EQ, here's a separate compressor, here's a separate saturation, here's a separate reverb, here's a separate pitch change, here's a random LFO thing. I mean, it's doing, and then static and shape and all kinds of snizzle. I mean, the shape is obviously a sample bit reducer, so we can make it go back to 8-bit here. I mean, thought about it. Oh, it makes it even scarier. Really smart, really, really smart. Going back to what I was just saying, here is a plugin that just thinks outside of the box, gives us loads of different things all together for, I'm going to say it one more time, $29 at the moment. It seems like, let's go and look at their thing. It seems like even at full price, it's only going to be $49. So that's for the full license at the moment, 29 whopping bucks. But you can also win one of 3 copies. Thank you again, Baby Audio, for coming up with some really smart, really intuitive, outside the box, great ideas. I love being able to get behind stuff that's inexpensive and does a great job, because all of us are looking for simple, straightforward products that will do amazing things. And this is great. And like I said, it's 5-6 plugins in one thing. And yes, there's always going to be in those 5-6 plugins all these different wonderful parameters. But when you're moving fast and you're being creative, you just want to pull something up and have a go and see what it does. And if this ends up just 3 times on one mix, it's worth its weight in gold. Let alone the fact that I'll probably use it 10 times. But 2 or 3 times is easily going to justify that minimal expense. Great work. Don't forget to enter. If you go down below, there is going to be a link to enter this. I know it's only $29, but you can also enter to win as well. And please leave any comments below if you've tried it out or you've already bought it. Let us know. Wonderful work, Baby Audio. Thank you ever so much for letting us try it out. Have a marvelous time recording and mixing. We'll speak to you all again very, very soon.